Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we'll be making Thai red curry. So first off, we'll be making the coconut milk. So that is going to be the base of the whole gravy or the whole curry. So we take grated coconut, add in some warm water and grind it to get the first extract of coconut milk. So the first extract is much more flavorful and thick. Then following that, we take the second extract too. So we add this grind paste to a muslin cloth. We'll squeeze out as much milk as possible. So keep that bowl aside. Now to a pan, add in the coconut milk, followed by readily available Real Thai Company's red curry paste. It's really hard to get the combinations right and make one for yourself at home. So it's better to use the readily available for the natural taste. Give it a good mix and let the whole lumps of paste dissolve in the coconut milk. Bring it to a boil. Add a teaspoon of sugar to fight the extra little spiciness in the paste. Mix it in as well. Following this, add a tablespoon of tomato sauce and a tablespoon of soy sauce. So this will help in improving the tanginess of the paste. Give it a good mix. Bring it to a boil. Check on the thickness. If it's too thick, add a little bit of water. Again, bring it to a boil and set it aside to simmer on another gas stove. And let's continue with our process. Now, take another pan. Add about 3 tablespoons of butter. Let it melt well. Add a tablespoon of coconut oil because it's a Thai dish. Give it a mix. Now it's time to add in the vegetables. I'm using cut zucchini, carrots, green capsicum, yellow capsicum, red capsicum, baby corn and paneer as well. So add this all in and saute this for a while. Add salt and pepper for seasoning and let it cook on high flame for about a minute or so. So this goes off the pan and keep it aside. Now take another pan. Add 2 tablespoons of butter. Add finely chopped garlic and let it cook until it turns a little golden brown. Now add in the curry or the gravy we had set aside. Now add in the sauteed vegetables and let it cook in this gravy as well. Let it cook for at least 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Coffee break. Now I'm adding in fresh cream, which is completely optional. If you want your gravy to be much creamier and thick, you can add this. Following this, for some extra flavor, I'm adding in basil. I recommend adding basil only at the last minute. You don't need a dominating basil flavor in your dish. Now it's time to set it aside. Let's continue making our coriander flavored basmati rice. So while cooking basmati rice, You don't need to pressure cook it. You can let it boil for about 10 to 11 minutes. So I add in the rice and the water with a little bit of olive oil and enough salt. Pro tip, strain that out and so immediately add cold water above that to further stop the cooking process. And let's get into making the coriander flavored butter. Take a pan, add in a tablespoon of butter followed by finely chopped coriander leaves. Mix it in well. Add in the cooked basmati rice and give it a good mix. Here you go. This is simple yet a very flavorful way to make your basmati rice. Now it's time for plating. Add in your coriander flavored basmati rice and a generous amount of Thai red curry on your plate. Thank you for watching. This is Thai red curry. If you like the recipe, do subscribe to our channel. I urge you all to make this recipe and let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much.